So you guys are in for a treat because Reverend Paul is coming forward to make it plain for us today as he presents Spiritual Manhood Awakened.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. And thank all of you for your kindness. But before I get started, I want to welcome everyone on Zoom and everyone who is in the building. Like we need to get some AC going. I see some fanning, but that's all right. Hopefully, this atmosphere will change as we go forward and as we release our ideas, our thoughts upon this life, the circumstance in which we want to experience. Our theme this month is Spiritual Manhood Awakened. And we came up with this theme because we wanted to ensure or give each of us the idea of what it is or to how to, and I'll get to that later, to open up, to be a vessel to receive what it is that one needs in order to become that which we see within ourselves and that we need to experience on the outside to become who it is we say we want to be. See, because if it has come unto you, then it is telling you that you are in the right place, you are the one, and that you need to reveal this circumstance in this reality. So if you are ready to see what you've been dreaming and what you've been thinking about, it's time for you to see yourself moving as, in, and with the power that you've seen. Because it can only come as we awaken. So let the awakening begin. We are the light of the world, and we are filled with the presence of the Spirit to reveal its power and source that is within us. We already have the thing in which we're searching and seeking because we are born with it. See, it don't come after, we just know because we have experienced it. See, we're the ones that's behind. See, we're trying to do other things that we see with our eyes first. See, so we're walking with our sight, but not with our faith yet. See, so we have to start moving with our faith. That's a change. And that change happens as we recognize it through the way that we have been walking. See, there is only but one mind in this universe, only one. And all minds are inseparable from the one great mind. And all so-called individual minds are individualized expressions of the one great mind. The power that we're using is the power that is flowing through us. That's what it's saying. We can't do nothing without this power that is going through us. Even though we're making mistakes, it's still helping us go along and achieve everything that we're doing. It is within us. It can't be no other way. And the power is showing us that it is ours to change conditions. How does an awakening begin? We must recognize how we have separated ourselves from the source. And this happens through our mind. You see, excuse me. A realization that we have not yet accomplished a goal or a solution to a particular situation has blurred our created mental thoughts. When we don't do exactly what it is that we believe we should be doing that has came to us, and then we don't want to quite accomplish it, it blurs our vision or our achievement of what it is that we think we can do. So then we start thinking about, oh, we can't. We start bringing up the doubts within ourselves. And when we bring up doubt amongst ourselves, that is the space in which we are operating from. And when you operate from doubt, you cannot work and achieve clout. See, God is real. He has not moved or relocated. The mind is this place where our transformation begins. This is how we recognize our divinity, pride, and confidence to achieve. The place we find ourselves is where we begin. It is not an end. But the thought awareness will reveal to us what we think, what we know, and what we believe we deserve, or what we have thought has guided us here. Whatever it is we believe at that moment in time is what it is that we have achieved, because that is what we have believed. Therefore, we are in this situation because we believe this is what we could do at that time. So that's why we're here. We ain't here by mistake. It's because of the truth that's within us. And plop, here we go. And so now we have to recognize that if this ain't for me, I need to get to work and make a change. Thank you, brother. In John 1:15, it says, "And the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not." We're operating from that moment of inexperience, right? From that moment where we thought because we saw so-and-so do it, that we should do it that way. So-and-so achieved the moment or goal like this, so we need to do it like each and every one of us is different, and how we learn and achieve something is going to be different. We ain't going all to the same place. Now, I ain't talking about the heaven you thinking about by and by. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that whatever it is you want to become, whatever it is you see for yourself, you got to hold on in your mind and in your belief until it happens. In the Science of Mind, the text states it this way: nothing is more apparent than that man, as he now appears, is the result of evolution. But in order to evolve, he had to have a principle to unfold. So like I was saying earlier, we were doing things because we saw this go that way, so we thought that we should do it that way. But as we evolve, as our enlightenment becomes more and more real to us, we're able to make adjustments and adapt to the world. But that's where we have to stay focused on: the adapting, the adjusting, the amending of the things in which we have done. We must recognize that this light is within us. We must see ourselves as the thing itself. How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? Okay, we'll work on it. We'll continue to work on it. Because the way we see ourselves is the way that it shows up. It's sort of like, it reminds me, yesterday, Reverend Lisa and I went to, our son coaches basketball as little kids. And so we went to the game, and so all the kids are playing, and they're just running around. And I say running around because they have not yet developed the skills, the adaptability of what it takes to play. But yet, they all move like Stephen Curry, right? And they're all running around. They're all gathered. Sometimes you got 3 guys on one, right? And sometimes you got one guy, he throw the ball to the guy, and the other guy look at his hand, and the ball hit him and go off, and he turn around like, what happened? So what I'm saying is, this is how we are too. because we don't quite understand how God is operating in our lives. So we running around firing off words. We don't even realize our words have power. We just throwing off words and stuff comes. We confused, don't know what to do, wondering like, man, how did this happen? I didn't mean for this, and then we give up when it. No, we gotta keep developing ourselves. Gotta go back and go over. Gotta practice it over and over and over. Repetitive motions will get it. Our perceptions are the stories we tell ourselves. And until we recognize that God dwells within, it appears as we are immature and not quite ready to blossom. Behold, in John it says, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that he should call us the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth not us not, because it knew him not. Can't recognize what you're not ready to receive and achieve. If you haven't done the work, if you haven't been in the lab, since sometimes we gotta, speak like, because what's amazing to me is what I find out is that, a lot of people, once you become, say, a minister, somehow people think that you're not in the same world in which they are in. That you're not walking down the same streets, dealing with the same people and circumstances. And what I like to say is, the only difference is that I decided to read a book to elevate my thinking and elevate my thoughts and what I'm saying about my life to change it. But I grew up on that same street and I heard those same things. And contrary to what you may believe, those things will not affect you as bad if you pray up and focus on what it is that you want within yourself. And you cannot be disappointed because you're the only one doing it. Everybody will come around, and if they don't, oh well, know who you are. Live your life from within yourself. Achieve your goals for yourself. Because as you do it, you better believe someone is going to come and want to be with you, ride with you, talk with you, eat with you, and sometimes live with you. So know that in advance and do your prayer work so that you can handle it. There is a maturation process that has to happen with us so that we may recognize that the Father and I are one. So in order to do this, let us affirm within ourselves. I'll say it first so that you can hear it, and then you can repeat it with me. But while I'm saying it, I want you to say it to yourself. The Father and I are one. There is no separation. I allow God to lead, guide, and direct my path, now and eternally. Now let's say it together. The Father and I are one. There is no separation.
There is no separation.
I allow God to lead.
I allow God to lead.
Guide and direct.
Guide and direct.
My path.
My path.
Now.
Now.
And eternally.
And eternally.
So it is. We are made from the source that created the universe and designed by the spiritual vision that is heralded as man. Born and must discover the operation of this principle to activate our powers. Don't look at your life and be ashamed. Look at your life and understand that you are here because you thought it and you know you have this power, and if within yourself you want to change, if within yourself you want to change, you change. See, because only you know what it is that you need to change. It don't matter if someone from behind you say, oh, you need to quit, because you ain't gonna quit until you ready to quit. So you gotta know that in advance, and you gotta understand that, but you have to also believe that if I want to do it, I can. And then we have to do the work in order to do it. That's the only way it's gonna happen, is get to work. So we should let our communication be yay, yay, or nay, nay. Whether I am or whether I ain't, we gotta know it, because our decree will increase our belief. We must study to show ourselves approved. In the science of mind, we say that your knowing is showing, which only means that we are operating from our understanding. That's all, just what we understand now. And once we grasp this, and if we think we are lacking in any area, we must look deeper and grasp what is necessary for this moment to change. Here are things to do to activate our inner power. It's 5 things. Number 1, accept responsibility. Recognize the errors and make the adjustment. Hear yourself talking to yourself to what adjustments are necessary. Hear it. That is how it works. Through you, in you, reminding you, advising you, because we are connected to the source. Sit quietly in meditation. Number 3, confess weaknesses to access strengths. 4, give thanks for the concepts that have came to mind. Number 5, let it go with a vision of releasing. That's the key to that one. You got to have a vision of you letting it go, freeing it, that it's no longer yours, and that you okay with it. That's critical in order to move on. And the science of the textbook says it like this: things are in existence that we must discover, and once we understand them, we can use them. Life is waiting on us to discover the laws, discover ourselves and our relationships to the whole. It goes on to say that the principle of any science is invisible, theoretical as our idea of spirit. No one has seen God, no one has seen life. No one has seen has seen life, but what we have seen is the manifestation. No one has seen intelligence, we experience it. No one has ever seen causation, we see what it does. We deal with its effects. We do not see life, we experience living. Our acceptance that we are empowered to amend the life that we are experiencing should encourage us to modify what we have believed about ourselves prior to this moment. We have to make the adjustment from what it is that we have noticed in our own circumstances. We are not alone, but we are given the ability to adapt and modify our experiences. Greater is he that is within me than me that is walking in the world. You have to sometimes change the way in which you speak the Bible. I know, because sometimes it's like the way they say it, you don't quite get it. Replace it with me and I. And I am, and I will, and I can, and I shall. And watch how it'll change. The unification we have with life has provided all we need to succeed. We must believe that and accept that. John 10, the Father and I are one. We must become immersed in the power given to us in order to deliver ourselves from our previous concepts. See, our immanence will project us to the transcendence, which is how we evolve from, through, and to. Catch a ride with yourself. Roll on out of here. Our understanding should conceive that God is operating within and through all things, including me. Say, including me. Bring it home, including me. Hold your heart. Fill yourself up with what it is you believe. You got to know this. The feelings, our words and our feelings make it real. Because we're projecting into this power. We have to project into it what it is we want to see and what we know can happen to us. And don't be afraid. Well, if it don't show up, ain't nobody going to believe. Keep talking until you get your strength up. Keep talking. You know, I remember a time when I used to be an active athlete, and there were certain things that you had to do in order to achieve, to show that you were ready or prepared. So we used to have to go into this weight room and lift weights. And I don't know if most of you have lifted weights or not, but most of us start at the same place, which is you're not quite knowing what to do. You're a little awkward and weird. That's just life how it is. Some of us continued on and became stronger by continuing. Some of us stopped because we didn't think we were strong enough. So the person who didn't get the strength was the one who gave up on themselves. But the one who got stronger was the one who believed that I will. That's all this life is. But because of the way somebody may have told us the story, we don't see it that way. We don't recognize that we are empowered to do what it is that we say we can do. We start looking at our outer selves. I don't move as fast as I used to. So what? You're still moving. You're still moving. Well, you know, my hair's getting a little gray now. I'm looking a little older. I can't gravitate to those who I think I'm attracted to. Why? Because you said that about yourself. So you can't. We have to speak to ourselves as though we are. Not as this lack that comes to mind. The lack is the confusion that we have because of some experience that we're dealing with. Let go of the doubt, the shame, the guilt, the frustration. Well, you know, mama told me that and it just never can let it go. Yes, you can. Let it go. Mama gone, been gone. And we still hold on, and I get it. I'm not saying that words don't hurt. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we have to speak to ourselves to empower ourselves to get back on track. But we want to ride our pain and our misery to the ground. I can't get, it just continues. They done did this and it ain't allowing me to. What? It ain't allowing you because you keep talking about it. Talk about what you want to see. Talk about what you want to be. Take the reins. Pull on it. Speak the truth over your life to change it. We all have to do it the same way. Don't look at somebody else's success and think that you haven't arrived. Look at it and say, oh, I got somewhere to go. Yeah, that's what you got to see. Not that they ain't the last person. They just one of many. One of many. Keep knowing what one wants for itself. And guess what? You may go by yourself. And you got to be okay with that. And ain't nothing wrong with being the only one, because guess what? You not alone. You ain't the only one in this world. You just the one that's doing what you doing. But there's other people that you talking to and you mingling with along the way, and once you get up there. So don't be afraid. Don't worry. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through. They ain't going to be in the neighborhood no more, in the community. The community is wherever you are, because it's the mind. We have to uplift our minds to change the circumstances and the conditions that we find ourselves in. Our community looks the way it looked because we let go, because we've given up on it, because we no longer believed and stood up and speak out to what is going on. But we'll complain. Oh, they have. Go to the meeting. They having meetings. They having them. But, oh, I don't want to go no more. I've been there. I ain't telling you to drive to LA. I'm telling you to drive wherever it is in your community, wherever that may be, if you feel that way. See, there's a difference. If you're talking about it, that means you want to do something about it. And if you don't recognize that, hello, you got to see who we are. And we got to recognize that we are the ones who are going to make this change. You can look on the outside and you can say it may not be quite right. But guess what? If you start, you will bring forth others along the way, just like a snowball. There's only one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in us all. Our transcendence occurs when we accept that God is above all, beyond, but yet also within. See, thoughts contrary to this will inhibit desires from achieving the fruits of its belief. Once we become an embodiment to the presence, we will transcend and we will become a tool for the power to operate through us. You got to make yourself a vessel. You got to believe and call it into you so that you can utilize it and so that it can move you and take you to everywhere you want to go. Everywhere. Use it every day. Use it every time. And watch how familiar you will get with hearing what it's telling you to do. And don't stop just because the moment didn't bring you peace or comfort, or because something arose that you wasn't ready for. That's the time to use it. When you got a moment that I don't know, oh, why did this have to happen now? Now is the moment for you to use the power you have to fix it, to change the moment, to live in power, to express the power, to evolve. Our goal should be to discover what is empowering us and how we can improve on how to use it. Realizing this to be true, one must become in tune within himself and sacrifice things in his life. Now, sacrifice does not mean death. It means giving up things that have evolved us and begin refining of our consciousness to our old way of belief and follow the tenets of Christ. That's why Jesus says, follow me. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I've shown you, but because most of us learned that Jesus died for us on the cross. So we look at it as a person dying and not looking at the power that came from the knowledge that one possesses. And that's what we have to stand in. Jesus did not sacrifice himself to die, but to live. He proved the power we all possess is inside. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you. Don't look outside. Look for it to come up within so that you can propel yourself. Nothing's going to come out the sky. Not until they declare war on us. Nothing to save us. Like we have to see. These books was written so elegantly and so profoundly and trying to get us to look deeper. Right? The person who was right. Could you imagine? This is how you expressing it. Therefore cameth down the life of love, and it delivered me from the circumstances in which I find myself. And this purification has granted me all that thou hast needed to save me. That's what the person was doing. They're expressing what it is that they felt within themselves to reach us, to touch us. Oh, you got to see the Spirit waking up and moving it. You got to see it. Our transformation happens as we pray or speak to ourselves. Then our empowering will expand our belief and concepts of who we are. Our thoughts and actions sets free the ether that guides us to the place in mind that we believe and accept as our truth, which we conceive in our own mind. It is done unto us as we believe. The Lord is the receiver of our thoughts and impregnated with all thoughts and will deliver to each of us our own beliefs. That's power. But not me. I was born on the east side. Mama and daddy were sharecroppers. Somehow, the Lord didn't watch over us. And the book plainly tell you that Jesus was born in a manger. But yet when we look at ourselves, we don't see that all it said was he came from meager circumstances. And then the book also says the last shall be first. But there must be a change. And that change happens by a renewing of your mind. That's what the book says. But we confuse ourselves just because we got wounded. Along the way, somebody pulled our leg. Somebody did not quite tell us what we really needed to hear, but we believe what we heard. And because we believe that, we're all confused now and still holding on to that instead of blessing the moment that we in, that we made it through that circumstance, that condition, and I am proud. I am glad that I recognized it and that you saved me from that experience and that I no longer have to continue in it because you held my hand and walked me through. It's the only way you're going to get to it, is you have to call on it. See, and sometimes, like Mama said, just call on him. But most of us, we like, call on him. We still, trying to do our thing. Call on him. How do you call on him? She say, just pray. We don't quite get it because, we too busy trying to iron up and get outside. But you got to know when you go outside, you got to be prepared for what will happen outside. So we should pray before we go outside. See, don't be ashamed of knowing. And look, let's be real. This is how life is. It's like it's only going to do for us what it is that we believe and what we see. And we still, to this day, walking indoors, walking in places, and still are uncomfortable. But yet, we don't say nothing about it. We just go and sit through it. I'm telling you today, start speaking truth to it. Start speaking your word over it. Start saying that I accept you working in and through me as me. And I allow you to reveal to me more of me so that I can be me. It's the only way. Because if not, we're going to do what? Just going to keep repeating it over and over and over. And it don't mean that you're out. It just means that you're on pause. And the world and the word will set you free. This is life corresponding with our beliefs. See, our offerings of sacrifices is when we speak to transform circumstances. We give it over to the Lord, and he provides the provision for the needs. Count it all joy. It ain't you. It is you, but it ain't you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because if it had not been, I don't know where I'd be. I don't know. I'm going to say this and I'm going to sit down. But, well, maybe not. But I'm going to say this, though. And I know most of you. I know most of you have heard me say this, but I was born on 43rd and Main. This church, was on 48th and Main. Okay? And as a little boy, we would drive all over the city looking for healing, looking for that place that would change the circumstances of our family. And we would go all over the city. Not once did we go to 48th and Main. And I say that to say that when I finally came in, and you all have heard me say this, Dr. Ron was speaking. And Dr. Ron, I don't remember quite what he said, but what I do know is it was what I was looking for. It helped me see that God is not outside of me punishing me, but I'm punishing myself because of the mistakes that I'm making, because of what I haven't accepted and what I don't believe about myself. And when I heard that, I was going to say I haven't missed, but because, we had kids, I did miss some, having to make sure that they was doing the right thing. But for the most part, once I accepted it, I didn't miss. Physically, I missed, but spiritually, I never missed. And believe this or not, and I'm going to say this, and I want you guys to think about this. Me and Dr. Ron love each other, but we ain't talking every day, but we're blessing each other. So I say that to say, once you get your power, you got to go out and use it. You have to nurture yourself, because that's what you're doing. You're nurturing yourself. And then you will give to the world. Because before that, I didn't want to stand up here. I didn't want to speak. That wasn't what I was doing. I used to stutter. And that fear kept coming because that's what I always thought about. How I would stutter. Am I going to be able to get through this? And when I look out here, am I going to see who's looking at me? I got to the point where it don't matter. I started recalling the things that I learned in school. Like, slow down, look out, and just let go of what you're hearing. But look right above everybody. See, there's techniques involved. And that's what we're doing from up here. We're giving you techniques to use to become better acquainted with what it takes to evolve. That's all we're doing. We are not more empowered by God than you. We're listening. That's it. And those who are not listening are the ones who are not receiving. Not because God is punishing you or don't want you. He's waiting on you. Waiting on us to accept him. That's it. Ain't nothing else going on. Stop telling yourself, I ain't good enough. You're blessed and highly favored and living under the grace of it. Just connect with it. Stop denying yourself your own blessing because you didn't do this yet. Do you know every one of us in here is something that we ain't done yet? Everybody in here tried to do something great. For whatever reason, didn't happen. And that doesn't mean that you can't. That just means you weren't ready. Get ready for your blessing. You got to get ready. So we must purify our mind and body in order for spirit to transform us. And as we do this work on self, this is how it works and what is required for us to hear the voice distinctly. You want to hear God talking to you? Stop talking. Just stop talking. You'll hear it. And guess what? It's in your voice. It won't be loud and booming. It's going to be you telling you what you need to do. Our disconnection delays or lowers our frequency to receive this information. Remember, Jesus said, go and sin no more unless a worse thing come against thee. And all he's saying is that if you don't recognize it, you're going to continue to repeat this action over and over until you turn around and accept it and walk in with faith. That's all it's saying. You ain't going to go out there and fall down. A lightning bolt ain't going to strike you to death. Now, it can, but that ain't coming from God punishing you and all that. You have to see that you are a blessing. We are blessings. When our spiritual manhood is awakened, it will resurrect ourselves to the heavens of our consciousness. The light and the power is real. It is not a fantasy. It is not psychic hallucinations. There is a light that lights all our paths. And we are supposed to let that light shine and guide ourselves and others to their inner self. Believe the power is within, behind, that goes before us, and we will see progress. The source is just the principle that is working to deliver the resources to the masses. Just stake your claim and walk with the power, light of our freedom. It is so. It can't be no other way. There is no other way. You have to know that you have to do your homework and have to apply what we have learned. So if you didn't hear me say nothing else, I want you to hear this. We are built by God, led by Spirit, and we must walk by faith. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you.